Welcome back, everyone, to the junior division of Runeterra Academy. I am Tiger here today with Miles David. We're going to have a playoff matchup between Omega Titan Hades and Legend Spartans. We're getting right into the draft here. We got Legend Spartans lost last week to BBC, and now they are in the losers bracket. Omega Titans coming in with the sixth seed, I believe. So it was either fifth or sixth. All right, fifth versus fourth. But now, Miles, what are we expecting from this draft?
To be fair, first I want to talk about the conditions Legend Sparta found themselves in. To be fair, they had to fight BBC, probably the best team in the junior division right now. So hopefully they can stand a better chance here in the lowest bracket. But yeah, it is a lower bracket. So if you lose here, you are out of playoff contention. So just remind the audience the stakes here. These guys are fighting for tournament life. And right now, it'll be interesting to see what strategies they have prepared onto the table. Volibear be getting picked up by OMTH, Omega Titans. Could be flex on the top, could be flex for jungle. We'll see where else the draft goes, but yeah, it's an interesting pick because of how much power Volibear has in the early game.
Yes, Sir Hirsch has played more Volibear than anything else during the course of this season, so not surprising to see that picked up. Most likely going to be in the jungle role. I haven't seen it flex top, but there is a different top laner today for Omega Titan. They have in Cornstar. Rutledge is flexing to mid lane this time around, and they are not having Frosty 5 here today. I don't know what the reason is.
He's second personally. I think it's COVID. PBS can correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think it's COVID. So hope you get better soon, my friend. In the meantime, your team is here. I'm assuming he's cheering them on, though. That'd be,
hopefully.
Pog thing to do in the situation right now. Also,
keep up with your team.
We were told that Icarus wanted us to mention on the broadcast that he does have carpal tunnel right now. So if he makes a Pog play, it's even better. And if he messes up, he has an excuse. So guys, go easy on. Oh wait, here comes the carpal tunnel pick right here. Oh.
Wow. You don't need fingers to play Yuumi. You just need to smash your nose into the E key as much as possible, and then you win the game. That's exciting stuff.
Talking about making plays. What the heck are you talking about? Picking Yuumi.
If you can play make with a Yuumi, then that will be some impressive stuff. But meanwhile, from the side of Legend Spartans, we've got the Ezreal Syndra picks coming out. That means a pretty powerful late game already being picked up. Trundle on top of that, going to be good at shredding some of that Volibear health. But I'm looking to see some more frontline coming in as the draft continues for Legend Spartans.
Yeah, if they can get a good frontline for themselves, it should be good. But, well, Trundle has really good stats still from the Volibear. And one thing underrated about this Misfortune Yuumi combo, if they time their ultimates together and multiple people get locked up in the Yuumi ult while Misfortune is using the bullet time, she's just going to delete people off the bat. So that's really something we have to look out for when the team fights and the skirmishes roll around. But the next bans are coming in. Fiora getting taken out of the table. Probably wary of that. She's been rising steadily in popularity as a split pusher, possibly because of Hull Breaker.
Yeah, right now lots of split pushers are pretty strong, so not surprising to see some of those getting banned away. Could be a potential carry avenue. I'm not familiar with the play style of Korn, so we'll see if that's going to be a carry position or going to be more supportive. I think that so far with the Misfortune Yuumi, I'm expecting a lot of focus bot side from Omega Titan. But they could switch it up on us, just try to get a bunch of early prio, Volibear, a strong early jungler as well. So it's kind of an early game versus late game sort of setup with the first phase of this draft, but looking into the last two picks for each team, that could change it up a lot.
Yeah, true. I mean, Misfortune has pretty decent scaling by herself, honestly. Unless she goes full lethality, but looks like she probably won't. Diana getting taken out of the table as well. one of the best junglers in the game right now, but that leaves Xin Xiao open. But I guess both junglers have already been picked, so there's not really any worry about Xin Xiao getting put on the table. Maybe Xin Xiao top, unlikely, but it is a possibility due to how much power the champion has right now in the current meta. It's like Nautilus gonna be picked for Ezreal. Not really. It's a decent 2v2. Ezreal can have a lot of burst when Nautilus locks someone down, but I think Nautilus is looking more to make plays, possibly going towards mid lane, help Syndra get ahead, delete the enemy mid laner, come out on top in that regard, and start roaming around them.
Yeah, Trundle top not unheard of, so it could be that sort of flex, but I don't think that's what we're going to see here. I think it's going to be the counter pick.
The counter
but
pick,
with
yeah.
Rutledge being set up to the mid lane, the Fizz pick going to come out. I don't know if we've seen that at all from any of the teams.
This is the classic counter pick to Syndra, by the way. Picking Fizz into Syndra because he can dodge a lot of her abilities with the playful trickster. Wait, no way they're picking Azir, right?
No, I think that this is just a show. I mean, picking Azir would kind of push into the top lane, unless you think that you're going to get a good Azir matchup top lane, but that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. Wukong a lot safer. Now, pretty good engage being set up here. Wukong plus Volibear as a front line, and then if you can get the final chapter on top of those, then that can set up for a big AoE coming through. Multiple AoE ultimates, almost all AoE ultimates actually, so not going to be too surprising there. I like this show. If it's the Jax, that means that they can play a split push style. They've got the Ezreal, they've got the Syndra, they have the disengage, and it looks like Legend Spartans may be going for quite a late game scaling, but also a split push style.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. And Wukong versus Jax, it's a winnable matchup for either side. I'd have to imagine, and probably both are confident in their ability to play. On the side of Cornstar, probably really happy to play Wukong blind because he fits well into so many different champs. Meanwhile, Jax can outplay a lot of different champs himself. So, Can of Tin, we'll see what he has in store for us. Could be the Jax carry. If it does, oh man, we're going to be in for a show.
Yep, and I think that important to look back on the history of this matchup. Legend Spartans and Omega Titans played in week 3 of the regular season. Legend Spartans taking that match 2-0. And so Omega Titans are going to be in a position this time around where they need to find something different than the first time around.
And Yuumi is different.
Maybe find
I'm assuming.
Yuumi is different.
I
think that the differences in the lineup may have an impact. I think that it might not be a positive impact because, like, if you don't have as much synergy with Cornstar in the top lane and with Rutledge in the mid lane, because they don't have as much experience with those two in those specific positions, that could be a negative thing. But also, if they're in a situation where they are having different play style because of that, then that can mean that they have maybe a different advantage that they didn't have before.
To be fair, Tiger, Omega Titans do have the easier team comp to pull off. They have the press R2 and team comp, right? They can just get Wukong to go in first. Fizz follows up with the Shark. Then Yuumi Misfortune press R. Then Volibear goes in. You know, it's not too complicated of a team comp to be able to use. So synergistic wise, they kind of just have to call when to engage, and then it should be over for Legend Spartans from there. If it comes to a 5v5. Meanwhile, Legend Spartans, they kind of have to play in a bit more of a tricky way. They kind of have to find picks, navigate team fights in a more difficult way. Possibly 4v5 while Jax is out there split pushing, because Jax in a team fight isn't too good. It's not the best.
Yeah, well, depending on how the team fight looks, then maybe a different situation, though. I mean, there's not a lot of consistent damage here from Omega Titans. So if they're not able to set themselves up properly for a front-to-back team fight, and all of a sudden they're getting flanked by Jax, then Jax can easily one-shot a Misfortune and Yuumi. And once you have that damage taken away from having a marksman on your team, then it's going to be a lot harder to take down the Jax. I mean, the rest of your damage is Fizz Burst, and then Volibear and Wukong doing auto attacks and maybe landing an ability here or there. But they're not going to have enough damage, I don't think, if it's a fed Jax that they're dealing with now. If it's like a 0-0-0 Jax that has just been trying to farm for like 15 minutes, that's not going to be as menacing. But once you start to get into the late game, that's going to be threatening even in team fights, I think.
That's true. But that is dependent on them getting a flank. That's the thing. They have to keep their vision up. They have to have the deep wards placed down. It might be a bit hard to coordinate that as well. So I still think it's a trickier team comp going from Legend Spartans playing into this press R to win comp. Because you just have to press R to win.
Yeah, and it isn't always coming down to vision. I mean, there's cases where it is more so than now. There's cases where it is less so than now. But I think that the vision always plays a role in who's going to come out on top, especially when you're in this high of level of competition. Both of these teams know how to play around macro. They've been playing with each other throughout the season. Obviously, with some wild cards in there, the rosters have been changed up, but that doesn't mean that these teams haven't been practicing together. And they should be in a position where they know how to work with each other. These are good players. They know how to utilize the macro effectively, and getting the vision when you have players that know how to use it is all the more important.
Yeah, indeed. So I guess right now we should be going into a break for competitive integrity, but we'll be back. Everyone stay tuned. This is going to be the lower bracket between Legend Spartans and Omega Titans. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to the Rift, everyone. It's time for game number one. Omega Titans will be on the blue side. On the red side, we have Legend Spartans. We should have an exciting game one. We got the Fizz pick in. We'll see if Rutledge is going to be able to get some early kills with that.
Yep, definitely. Things are a bit of pressure onto Rutledge to make the plays because kind of Fizz, we were talking about it during the break, but Fizz kind of useless if he doesn't get kills around the map. I would know I am a Fizz player. And if you don't get those early kills, if you don't get the ball rolling, then he kind of becomes a bit of a liability when it comes to the late game team fights when he doesn't have enough power to, assassinate and one shot someone in the back line. So we'll see what he can do on the pick. Of course, in the bot lane we have Yumi. Haven't seen that pick in a while. We'll see how Icarus does with it. Should be good too. And both teams
Yeah,
starting, just a 5 point start between both teams. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too nothing too painful just yet.
Yeah, we'll be waiting to see level sixes coming through in the bot lane. I think that once we start seeing the depth charges versus final chapter and bullet time, it should be a lot of damage coming through both sides, a lot of CC available. We'll see which side going to come out on top. I think the first 5 levels shouldn't be a lot of stuff happening down there, but you never know. If a double tap lands, then that will start to do a lot of damage with the poke. Uh, but but other than that, I don't think a lot of kill threat in the bot lane. Mid lane, of course, always going to be a lot of kill threat when there's Fizz. Syndra can do pretty decent damage herself. So I'm going to see if there's going to be a lot of jungle attention there. I would expect so. Top lane also going to have some kill threat here, I think. Not quite as much as mid lane, but these are
It's
champions that
possible,
can
yeah.
take each other down.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. As I said, the sorry about the motorcycle, but yeah, going vroom vroom. But Jax and Wukong do have a bit of an even matchup. Depends on how well they place. Now, the Jax Counter Strike does come up before Wukong can use his clone, and Wukong wants to trade whenever the Counter Strike is gone. Yeah, see there? Oh wait, Cornstar misplayed it a bit. But the idea there was to not get hit by the Counter Strike if he uses his clone.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on the CS already starting to push in favor of Can of Tin, trying to find some good trades here. Already
Yeah, there
chunking
we
out the
go.
health bar as well. So Cornstar starting to be in a little bit of trouble here. Gonna
Yeah, the
see if
count.
he can farm up the wave though. Counter
Yeah.
jungling coming through from Rouge
Oh, wait.
Roman.
Hold up. We have action here in the jungle. Yeah, you're right. I want to talk more about the Jax Wukong matchup. Let's talk about Trundle versus Volibear. Just going to watch each other here. Oh, wait. Who got him?
Ooh, Smite goes in favor of Rouge Ronan. He's got the levels are
Oh,
even
no.
actually. Now the roam coming through from
Flash.
Rutledge. This could be numbers in favor of the side of Omega Titans. Rutledge going to be here. Rouge Ronan going
Oh,
to be forced to
no.
flash, but first blood goes over to Rutledge. Camden going to try and find the way out. Darwin Theory going to land a stun onto one,
Knight's
but
still
that
there.
means it's a 3v2 going towards the mid lane. The river going to be trouble. Damage coming through from Darwin Theory. Going to have enough with the slow to back away. That's going to be first blood going over to Omega Titans.
Yeah, really well played by them. Meanwhile, here in the bot lane, it's Siesta and Icarus who are winning out on the 2v2 right now on this Misfortune and Yumi pick. But talking about that jungle fight again, the fact that Rutledge was first to the roam there was extremely essential. They were not prepared to be able to deal with the Fizz. He just easily E'd flash onto enemy team, slowed them down, and that was the doom for Rouge Ronin, giving up the first blood and the blue buff to Fizz actually. Oh, that's a
Yeah,
disaster.
yeah. And I think that was a good invade actually coming through from Rouge Ronin, was able to steal away
Yeah,
the blue buff. But
can't get the
in
priority.
the end of the day, they overstayed. Like Can of 10 walked up, they wanted to fight a 2v2, but it ended up being a 2v3 because you can just playful trickster over the wall. And then Rutledge was there in time to save Sir Hirsch, who had to flash away. But
Actually,
then
I think
then it turned around before they could
I,
escape.
I believe Fizz used the blast cone to get over the wall, then play for Stricture to get the damage on. But yeah, I don't think they expected Rutledge to be there that fast because they had priority in the top lane. In theory, that would have been a good invade to do, especially since Trundle did get away with the blue buff. But yeah, things just not turning out well for them. That part of the matchup, and we'll see if Omega Titans can use that advantage to gain more of an advantage there in the top side, or if they'll bring the advantage down bot. Can of Tin trying to get an attack. he's not gonna win that trade. If you counter strike with Jack, you have to make sure there's no clone on the Wukong. Otherwise, that happens.
Yeah.
Cornstar played that perfectly.
Yeah, so a good trade there. I mean, it's still trades going through. It's not going to be any kill threat until level 6, I don't think. I don't think that Canopton ever gets kill threat until he can just one-shot with damage. But Cornstar, once he has Cyclone, should be in pretty good position. But Canopton now going to find some trades back. Actually, a ton of cannon or caster minions shooting the auto attacks onto Cornstar means that the trade goes pretty heavily in favor of Can of 10. Trying
Canopton's
to
playing just
make
really
me
well.
trying to make me eat my words a little bit on the kill threat front, but still the bot lane just poke going back and forth. Looks like so far the CS pretty even in the bot mid lane. Top lane Can of 10 doing pretty well for himself here. Already got about a 12 CS advantage. We'll see if he can maintain that after this recall.
That's item advantage too, and Faro has to immediately arcane shift out of there in the bot lane, avoid the damage, and well, this Yumi misfortune was not really punished at all in the early game, and that's just the thing. If you have Ezreal, it's not really a kill threat ADC along with Nautilus. You don't really know him for that unless he's playing super aggressive. But Faru, they gave up a lot of laning presence there in the bot lane, weren't able to take advantage of that. It's basically a 2v1 in the early stages of the game, and now Misfortune's getting stronger, and kind of seen
Ooh,
Cornstar
Cornstar is
in
going to
some
be in
trouble.
trouble. He's on the wrong side.
He's level 6 though.
Campton going to be here with the leap strike, going to try to find the way in onto Cornstar. Rouge Ronin still trying to make his way around. Cornstar going to get hit with the pillar,
Oh
and
wait,
that should be enough.
mid
But
lane
it
though.
looks like in the mid lane, a gank went through as well. Kill going over to Sir Hirsch there, so a trade 1-for-1.
Yeah, it's a trade 1-for-1 in the end. Both junglers making impact, but the fact that they managed to hit the mid lane and the priority in the bot lane means that Volley Bear Sir Hesh will immediately head over to that dragon to claim it for himself. That should be the first objective on the map over to Omega Titans.
Yeah, so just the right place to be ganking. I mean, the gank top works out perfectly for Rouge Ronin, but Cornstar was able to buy enough time that Sir Hirsch was able to go through the mid lane. They were able to pick up the kill on the Darwin theory and then rotate it over to pick up the Drake. So good macro play there from Omega Titan, finding something somewhere else on the map when Cornstar was doomed. Meanwhile, for the side of Legend Spartans, they're keeping up with the gold. They should be in decent position here. Can of Tin going to be the carry. Already picking up the kill on him is right where they want to have that. So we'll see if he can continue to press this advantage.
Yeah, we'll see. I do believe Wukong wins the all-in at level 6. If like both Jax and Wukong fight each other, use all their skills. If Wukong plays it well, he should win the all-in. But Can of Tins is in immaculate job controlling this lane state right now. Cornstar does not have his clone. Oh no, he's in a lot of
Cornstar
trouble.
dropping under 100 HP. Gonna try to Cyclone on the way out. Could the Flash Leaf Strike come
The
through?
flash.
Leaf Strike interrupted, but the Flash is going to find the auto attack and solo kills Cornstar.
Man, Wukong would be salty after that one. Thought he managed to get away. That was a perfect double cyclone for stopping Jack from the leak strike, but he had the flash. And the W, the empowered strike, gave him just enough range to get that auto attack in. So really well played by Can of Tin there in that top lane. I know so much about this matchup because I play it all the time. Wukong
Yeah.
versus Jax.
Yeah, I would have actually expected Cornstar to flash there after the second use of Cyclone. But whatever the case, getting
I don't
killed,
think
not the end of the world. Still has
I don't
flash
think I expected
available.
it.
So
I
maybe
don't think I
he didn't
expected it.
think that he
Yeah.
was going to get killed. But whatever
Yeah.
the case.
Maybe
2
not
0
aware that he
now
had the
for
flash.
Canopin.
Yeah, this
2
Jax
0
could
with
become
about
really
a 30
scary.
CS lead.
This Jax could be
Yeah,
really
for
scary, Tiger. We were talking about it. If he didn't get kills, it was 0-0-0. Oh wait, here all in the mid lane. The sun
yeah,
misses.
Darwin
Darwin Theory
Theory
is
going
dead.
to get hit. Yeah, going to force of will on the back end, but not going to have quite enough damage. Flash burn by Rutledge. We'll see if he's going to get caught out here by Can of Tin. I don't think so, though. Got
Wait,
warded away.
Jax used his teleport in the mid lane to try and help his mid laner, I think. So that's a summoner down.
Yeah, I think he teleported to that ward that just expired in the topside river. But unfortunate there as Darwin Theory just getting dove, actually, straight up getting destroyed. Too much on Chum the Waters for him to escape that. Flash wasn't up either because I believe it was blown on the gank. I don't know if that's the exact
Oh
timer.
wait, here
But now we got a
2v2.
2v2 breaking out in the top lane. Rouge
Oh no,
Ronin
Sir
trying to find his
Hirsch.
way under Sir Hirsch. Now going to use the unstoppable over the wall Stormbringer away. And that means it's the disengage coming through at the price of the ultimate
Oh
trade of
wait,
ultimates between Zhongli.
here.
Pratoga could be in trouble. Going to go for the depth charge, trying to finish off Shyvesta. First off, Icaros going to find the kill. Icaros going to be in trouble now, though, because he's a cat with
Oh
no
wait.
master. But Faro taking too much damage from
Oh
the
no.
minions, trying to dodge into the bush. Now it's
Wait.
going to be the heals coming through. Icaros on the flank, but will he be able to find any more damage coming through? May just have to find a teammate coming through before he can escape. Rutledge going to try to roam down. Uh, with the minions, Icaros goes through the turret, finding a way into the tri-brush. Now Rutledge going to look to clear the spot wave out and save Icaros. So that means it's a 1-for-1 in the bot lane.
Wait. Oh, Yumi almost got caught by Rouge Ronin. Rutledge has to get a bit out of here, though. He's in a lot of trouble if he gets caught, but Volibear is nearby. Sir
Yeah.
Hesh, get
Ronan
away from
trying
the
to go
top lane.
in.
Oh,
Going to be hit by From the Waters, but a good hook from
oh,
Pratoga.
oh, the
Rutledge trying to
stun!
find the way up. Flash going to be stunned up. Shut down. Goes over to Rouge. Ronan was able to find enough distance to catch up. Now Sir Hirsch going to get hit with the hook. Flashing away to get out, but that means another one going over to Legend Spartans in the bot lane.
Yeah, Legend Spartans playing that well. Rouge Ronin and Pratoga getting the kill onto the Fizz is huge. It was also a bit of a shutdown. Fizz buying the Everfrost for himself. Okay, usually I see Fizzes. They buy either Leandris or Ludens more often just to get that burst damage. But I don't mind the Everfrost because he can get into so many unexpected angles to use it and stun people. Pratoga, though, he might be in trouble here. Oh,
Yeah,
flashes
Sir
away.
Hirsch is here, which means that Pratoga has to flash away. I think that they wanted to collapse mid, but they didn't realize Sir Hirsch was there. So good placement from the jungler of Omega Titans means that they're able to take away the flash. Is the Drake about to spawn here? Before was still farming up the bot lane. Shiesta going to show up to counter that. But the Drake already being started here by Legend
Let me
Spartans.
give
They've
this one.
brought all 5 down.
I think they're giving this one up. Wukong's not doesn't have his teleport, so a fight can't break out. The Ocean Dragon will go over, and we will have an Infernal Soul for the side. Now, Infernal Soul for either side is going to be extremely strong. On Misfortune, that'll be a nightmare to deal with, as well as Fizz and Wukong, so definitely do not want to get the point. Oh no,
Ooh,
Normandy
Darwin
got hit
Theory
by the
may be in
ultimate.
trouble.
Oh,
Chum the
he's rooted.
Waters. Now it's going to be the Everfrost coming through. Rutledge going to try to finish off. Not quite enough damage yet. One more auto attack will
Oh,
finish
he
him off.
makes it.
Now the tower shot gets him under 100 HP.
He's
Rouge
out.
Ronin going to try to catch up. Not going to be able to have enough distance traveled. Sir Hirsch shows up, and that means a clean solo kill once again in the mid lane.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That Syndra, that Syndra gets countered by Fizz. That is the classic example right there. He was able to dodge all the abilities and get the ultimate onto her. And that was just unfortunate timing for the flash there. So Syndra loses her flash, loses her life. That's pretty much everything down. And well, once the Chum the Waters comes back, Fizz is just gonna do it again.
Yeah, and I was just about to take a check in on the gold by individuals if we can get that on the screen. We've got about 1,000 gold in advantage for Can of Tin in the top lane. The rest of the map, 1,000 in favor of
Darwin
Rutledge,
Theory.
and that evens it up. Darwin Theory could be in trouble again. No Chum the Waters available this time. Now Can of Tin
2 second return.
also trying to find a 1v1, but Cornstar should be fine here. Solo lanes being quite volatile. Not going to allow me to talk about gold advantages, but just about 1,000 in each solo lane. One in favor of Omega Titans and one in favor of Legend Spartans. That's about all you need to know.
I don't think this lane is playable for Syndra anymore. If she makes a single misstep, she will just get one shot. But Trundle's here to relieve a bit of pressure at least, and Jessa doing a lot of damage. Here comes the ultimate from Uni.
Protoga going to get rooted up here. Bifaru taking a bunch of
Oh,
the bullet time as well. Now trying to re-engage Bifaru. Now going to be in trouble. Arcane shifting away. Sir Hirsch going to try to find his way in. Goes for the Stormbringer. Home wrecking the tower. Bifaru trying to survive. Not going to be able to do it. Protoga going to stay alive for just a bit longer. But Sir Hirsch has the health bar, going to be able to tank up the turret aggro and being able to take the kill in the bot lane 1-0 in favor of Omega Titan.
and that's the frustrating part about Yumi. You can't interact with her, and she will just heal up the enemy team. Shiesta could have been 100% dead there, but the burst just wasn't able to finish her off because of the Yumi heal. Icarus doing a good job making the plays, even without maybe not having the mechanics, but making the plays nonetheless. So good job onto him.
Yeah. And right now that means it's 1,000 gold lead in favor of Omega Titans. They're able to pick up the first tower in the bot lane. Rouge Ronin trying to answer it here with the Rift Herald take potentially, but he's going to have to face Rutledge if
Oh,
he wants to do it.
careful.
Sir Hirsch coming up as well. Can of Tin is here. The smite should be good enough to take the Rift Herald, but now will they be able to get out Cornstar nearby as well?
They
Rutledge
should.
trying to find his way onto the chase. Can of Tin going to be able to get out, though. Good pillar coming through from Rouge Ronin, and that means that the Rift Herald just going over for nothing in favor of Legend Spartans.
I mean, they did trade their bot tower for it, so not really nothing. But yeah, at least they're able to get that objective for themselves, playing more towards the top side, their strong side of the map, where kind of Tin is. This Jax is definitely going to be the key to their success, and we'll see how well kind of Tins will be able to, well, carry right now with this lot of damage onto Cornstar on this Wukong. Meanwhile, Wukong, he can start building a bit more tanky. I think he should go for a Sterex gauge because, well, he kind of lost lane. Jax is a lot stronger right now, but Wukong is a champion that can still be useful. His Cyclone is an extremely useful ability whenever a team fight breaks out to at least stun for his team. Maybe he's not going to be doing the damage. Maybe he's not going to be the one killing the backline, but he can be the one to peel.
Yeah, we're already starting to see some of the mythics come through here. Actually, a first item zone
Oh
is
no,
for Darwin
he's
Theory.
dead.
We may not have time though. Cornstar in trouble here, and you're going to get hit with the empowered auto for 300 health. Can of Tin picking up another solo kill in the top lane.
Yeah, all right. Canafton may have been a bit
Ooh.
too greedy, overextending, tried to go for the tower here. Now it's a 2v1. Will he be able to make it out?
Yeah, 2v1, but it's the Fed Jax. We'll see if he's going to be able to take one with him. Rutledge going to be the target here.
Oh, he
Canopton
misses.
under 300 health. No
Oh!
Everfrost. Canopton with the leap strike, trying to stay alive. Counter
Oh!
strike is enduring the playful trickster, not going to be able to land the kill. Rutledge going to get out alive. That means it's 1-for-1 in the top lane. But meanwhile, mid lane, there is something going back. The tower goes down to the Rift Herald, and now the Drake is on the table as well. Good answer from Legend Spartans as the pressure is soaked up by Can of Tin in the top lane. That means that it's going to be a Drake plus tower for a top laner plus tower.
Yeah. Well, they got the bottom tower too, so that's a 2-for-1 special on the side of Legend Spartans. Really good stuff from them, and man, Canafton's just got the attention of everyone, but that was really well played by Rutledge, able to survive through that. I thought he was definitely going to die there, but makes it out just in time. Times the playful trickster perfectly against the counter strike and ends up
Yeah.
winning the trade there. He did have the help of his teammates, of course. It wasn't a solo effort. Siesta and Ikaros were there to back this team up. In exchange, they had to give up the bot lane, they had to give up the mid lane. So, in the end, I think the play still favors Legend Spartans.
Yeah, I think so. They've got themselves now to 2 Drakes. They will need 2 more to get into the Infernal Soul. And the Infernal Soul would mean a lot here because
Infernal Soul and
while that
Jax,
poke
man.
can be, yeah,
Infernal Soul and Jax, think of that.
that stuff, the poke coming through as well. You got an Ezreal, you got a Syndra. Once you get to high levels, those cooldowns start to be pretty short. You can just throw out those abilities again and again, and if they land, they're going to do a lot of damage. And yeah, you can heal that up when you have a Yumi, but you can't keep healing it up because it's every 3 seconds. And with Yumi's E being 1/6 of the health pool taken, or the mana pool, I should say, taken every time you use it. You can't just spam it over and over again.
Wait, Darwin
Now,
Theory?
Darwin Theory may be in trouble, going to
He's
be
alive.
poked up,
He's dead.
going to go into the
Oh!
zone. Is Rutledge here as well? Good flash, going to get out of the Chum the Waters. Rouge Ronin now going to try to turn it around. Shyesta is the target, but Rouge Ronin going to be in trouble here. Bullet time bringing him very low, but Can of Tin has teleported in, going to be able to finish off Shyesta. Now it's going to be the depth charge dodged away with the Playful Trickster. No, I saw the wrong thing. Now it's going to knock up two. Here comes the Stormbringer. The Force of Will going to finish off Sir Hirsch, but it's a 1-for-1. Rouge Ronin will fall as well, but the hook comes through again. The CC chain is there, and Rutledge is shut down. Here comes the re-engage from Bifaru. Not going to have enough CC. No more hooks coming through from Pratoga, but across the map, it's a 3-for-2 in favor of Legend Spartans.
Man, Legend Spartans played that really well, and a bit of an overextension by Siesta there. Unfortunately, getting caught by the Jack's teleport. That was really clutch from Can of Tin. But the fight almost looked like it was going to go in favor, even though it was a 4v5 in the favor from Mega Titan. But, well, the fact that they had in the backline, Syndra was basically untouched. Bifaru was completely untouched. They were able to just deal damage completely safe, completely unscathed. The front line did die, but in the end, the mid laner and bot laner of Legend Spartans were able to carry the day.
Yeah, and this is the scaling I was talking about during draft. Once you get into, we're past 20 minutes. I mean, we're not even to full late game yet, but Darwin Theory and Bifaru starting to put out tons of damage just from farming up and scaling up. And while Can of Tin is still the main carry right now for the side of Legend Spartans, they're starting to get effects from the rest of the team. But now here comes Pratoga, going to find a good dredge line to escape. Now going to need another one, and it will land a couple of walls helping him out, and Pratoga is out of there.
That was Yuumi ultimate used to try and catch Pratoga. Now, there's no objective on the map yet, and Yuumi should have it in time for next dragon. And Rouge Ronin is dancing there in the mid lane. Okay. Really, man?
Yep.
Really? Got a bit of BM.
Well, he's got nothing better to do, but Rutledge has something to do. Going to try to find the way in onto Darwin Theory. Darwin Theory dodging out the Everfrost, but the damage is just too high. Rutledge going to be able to finish him off with the Playful Trickster. You can dodge around all you like, but you can't escape a Fed Fizz.
Yeah, definitely. Darwin Theory cannot 1v1 the Fizz at any point. She has to stay nearby someone. She has to stay nearby the team. And wait, they're just going for the Baron right now, but Trundle is nearby. There is a question mark
meanwhile,
in the mid lane.
Can of Tin is split pushing bot lane, so if they don't get this Baron, they may be giving up an inhib tower and not getting anything on the back end. It's going to be a 5v3, but Bifaru is going to be poking over the wall. Now it's going to be around 4,000 HP for the Baron. It's a big depth charge on the 4. Now Pratoga going to try to find the way out, but they have interrupted the Baron. Shutdown goes over to Shyesta, and now Rouge Ronin going to be the next to fall. It's 2 in favor of Omega Titans, but they're giving up an inhib for it.
Yeah, it looks like they will be giving up the inhib for this. Before it's just being a very annoying Ezreal right now. Fizz has to go back, at least has to answer the split push, but well, with it's a 4v2, Syndra can do a lot of damage. He can still stall this out. There are low health bars on the side of Omega Titan.
There is vision for Legend Spartans. That ward is not being affected by the pink. Cornstar's still pretty low. Sir Hirsch going to be poked out here. Going to at least dodge the Mystic Shot, but this has to be the disengaged. Can of Tin is on the flank. Going to be able to find one. Maybe another as Shyesta has nowhere to go. Rutledge going to try and find the way in onto Bifaru. It's going to be a Chum the Waters, but Playful Trickster doesn't get over the wall. Now Can of Tin going to try to find one more. Pratoga with the dredge line will be able to land onto Rutledge, but that is going to be the disengage. 2 kills going over to Legend Spartans.
What an amazing flank coming from Can of Tins. He didn't even need to use a teleport. He was just right there in the top side jungle, ready to go for it, and got a 3-man counter strike onto the enemy team, making it super easy for Syndra to just roll her face on the keyboard, land everything, and now the third Drake, Infernal Soul Point, is gonna go over to Legend Spartans.
Yeah, Cornstar may be here. This might be a little bit too desperate, though, if Cornstar gets caught out. Rouge Ronin going to be in position here. Cornstar trying to find the engage. Icarus going for the final chapter, but going to be interrupted with the depth charge. Now it's going to be Rougeron picking up the kill into Cornstar. Not enough with the Cyclone. It's a good scatter the weak, finding stuns onto two. Sir Hirsch now going to be the next one in trouble. True Shot Barrage goes through. Now the pillar as well going to land. Sir Hirsch going to be able to find the way out, but not such luck for Rutledge or Cornstar. That means it's 2-0 plus the Drake going in favor of Legend Spartans, and they're on their way to Baron.
Yep, they're just gonna take it for themselves right now. Sir Hash can't do anything. Canaftin is right there to zone him off. This bear is not getting access to the Baron pit, and this should go the way of Legend Spartans. That was a very desperate play coming from Omega Titans, but I feel like they were just feeling the pressure. Honestly, if they didn't go for that, it would have been a slow death for them because this Jax is just getting stronger and stronger. Canaftin played this game. He's played this waiting phase so well.
Yeah, they just didn't have enough members there early enough. I mean, you can't go in with three people and try to win a team fight around a major objective like a third Drake. Now it's going to be the Baron and the gold advantage at 5,000 in favor of Legend Spartans. It's going to be an infinitely harder hill to climb now for the side of Omega Titans. We'll see if they're able to find something. I mean, this game is not out of reach just yet, but it is going to be a pretty dire situation, especially with an inhib down already.
Yeah, you got to feel for Rutledge here. He played his hard out on the Fizz right now. 8-3-2, but unfortunately, it looks like it may not be enough. Darwin Theory, he doesn't have to do much. He just has to help his team out, make sure he's there for the big team fights, and stun the enemy team. He's going to be doing a lot of damage regardless. So this Syndra pick starting to show its worth here in the later portions of the game. 3 minutes till the next Dragon's Inferno. So, but I believe, honestly, that Legend Spartans can end this game a lot sooner.
Yeah, and to the credit of Darwin Theory, he's actually got an advantage when it comes to CS right now. So, despite having been killed a few times in lane, it's not like he's been feeding his heart out and then also dropping a ton of CS while doing it.
I
He's
mean, he
in
got
a
counterpicked.
position where it's just fine. He did get counterpicked,
He
but
got counterpicked, though.
when you go even on CS, you're not doing poorly.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, Darwin Theory. I don't think Darwin Theory did too bad, regardless of the game. He did enough. That's what's important. And this is a team game, you know. If one person on your team is feeling a bit bad, you kind of have to make him the sacrificial lamb. The rest of the team have to pick it up, and that's what kind of Tin did here on this Jack spec. Rouge Ronin, can't understate, did a good job in the jungle too, make sure you control the map. But this Jack's absolutely unstoppable right now. He's putting the pressure. You can really feel the amount of pressure kind of Tin is dealing towards the enemy team right now. Level 17. 4 levels above his lane opponent.
Yeah. And right now, with the 4-1 split push being set up, the Baron going to last a little longer for the side of Legend Spartans. It looks like it's about 3/4 of the way through. True Shot Barrage going to go through, just cutting the wave. Now it's the engage coming through. Sir Hirsch trying to walk up. Ikaros going to land the final chapter onto 3. This could be the engage they needed. Bullet time going over the top. Rouge Ronin going to be the next in trouble as Pertoga has already fallen. It's 2-0 for Omega Titan. Cornstar trying to find the way in. It's going to be one traded back, but it's a 3-for-1 so far. Meanwhile, Can of Tin is pushing into the base. We'll see how far he's able to go. Nexus Tower's under fire. Going into the counter-strike, trying to stay alive. Bifaru picked one up on the back end of the fight as well. Now it's going to be the stopwatch from Can of Tin. Could be in trouble here. Counter-strike going to try to turn it around with Shiesta. Just barely going to survive. But Bifaru has taken another inhib tower. That means there is no towers left save for the Nexus towers in favor of Omega Titans, but that means Bifaru going to be pushing down towards another inhib. Cornstar getting poked out. I don't know if he can win this 1v1. Cornstar falls to Bifaru in the 1v1 matchup. Bifaru trying to get away. From the water is going to go down. That means Rutledge will trade it back, but it is the base being exposed for the side of Omega Titans.
Oh my gosh! And that the base exposed right as the Infernal Drake is gonna spawn. It's gonna have to be either either gonna have to give it up or go for a really desperate play because Jax does have his teleport and there's a ward right there on the base. To be fair, the Nexus turrets aren't down, but yeah, if the Nexus turrets were exposed, that could have been a lot more possible. But still, it's a play that could be made. The base is completely wide open, and Can of Tin as a Jax, as a split pusher, he can easily win this. Wait, they're going in?
Sir Hirsch could be in trouble here, going to get hit with the
Oh
pillar,
no,
not going to be
Jester,
on the wrong side of it.
not enough
Shiesta going to
damage.
get one shot, Thorwin Theory not going to be able to finish him off, and Icaros will pick up the kill. Not enough teammates nearby for Darwin Theory, but now it's Campton in the 1v2 going to try to find the outplays, dodging out multiple AoE abilities. Cornstar going to be dropping pretty low here. Campton also has the revive available, going to be able to finish off Cornstar first. Rutledge could be in trouble here. Playful Trickster going to
Oh,
try and finish
that's
off the
Guardian
health bar,
Angel.
gets him into the Guardian Angel. That just is enough to escape. It's a 1-0 in favor of Can of Tin. Now the Truth Shot Barrage going over the top. Infernal
Oh,
Drake still aggroed. Now it's a one Nexus Tower falling. Rutledge going to try to go in here.
oh, Infernal
Counter
Drake was
Strike
down.
going to be saved. Now it's going to be a fight breaking out as the Infernal Soul is picked up. Can
Jax!
of Tin going to be able to finish off one last kill. Shiesta going to try to clear the way,
He
but it
wins.
will not matter. Can of Tin
Oh,
winning the 1v1 by a narrow margin, to be fair, but he did win that 1v1 and finish off the Nexus. So Legend Spartans going to take the series lead 1-0.
what a game from Can of Tin. Absolutely smurfing on these guys right now on the Jacks. It was just an unfortunate situation for Cornstar here in the top lane. Captains came here today to play. He does not want to go out in the lower bracket. He wants to continue into the playoffs. And if he brings this kind of form into the next game, it might be way too hard for Omega Titans to bridge this gap.
Yeah, and I think that that's exactly what you want to see from any red side team is they get that last pick, get the counter pick. It's a Jackson, he's split pushing with his hull breaker, and then he's able to carry the game all the way to victory. That's exactly how you draw it up when you've got the counter pick, making the first pick not as much of a mattering pick. So good stuff from Legend Spartans here. Still pretty closely played. Rutledge, very good on the Fizz. Would like to see another aggressive pick from him
Yeah,
next game,
man.
but we're going to have to
I
see
feel
for the rest of the team a little bit of a shift coming from the side of Omega Titans.
Yeah, I feel for Rutledge. Did the most damage in the game even on Fizz. That's really really good from him, but unfortunately not able to snowball the lanes. The side lanes, yeah, it went well. It kind of went well on the bot side, but it was that top lane, the Jax, that really went out of control and became way too hard to deal with. That's why Jax gets a lot of success in solo queue, guys. His split push is just way too annoying to deal with. In fact, let's see the total damage to turrets that Jax did.
Yeah, going to be a
Absolutely,
lot of damage no
he
matter
did more
what.
than he did more than everyone, honestly. So really good stuff from Jax. From Jax Canifton in that case. MVP of the game for me. Straight up. This guy's amazing.
Absolutely. I think that anyone looking at that performance would have to say Canopton MVP. But I think that there's a lot of hope here for Omega Titans. They had some pretty decent performances as well. And going into the next game, they'll just have to play towards their advantages a little bit more effectively, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm gonna be looking forward to that. But for now, we should be going into a bit of a break. Don't go anywhere, guys. We're gonna be going into Game 2 versus Omega Titans and Legend Spartans real soon. Peace out.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for game number 2. Omega Titans have selected to go back to blue side, so we'll see if we can have differences in the draft coming through this time around, or what they've got up their sleeve in order to avoid getting 2-0'd here.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Legends Spartans, they played the last game super well, especially Kenneth did, so maybe he'll get put on a carry again this time. We'll see. Maybe Omega Titan will want to ban the Jax. Who knows?
Yeah, and I think that with the Jax having been a counter pick, it doesn't necessarily get banned out in the first phase, but if it's still up going into phase 2, they might want to consider taking that away if they want to go with a similar team comp as last time. Otherwise, so far, same bans coming through from both sides. I wouldn't be surprised to see another top lane ban, but I don't know that it has to be.
Yeah, there we go. The Jax ban immediately gets taken out, so they don't really want Tin to be in that pick again. Tom Kench banned also, so a lot of focus towards this top side, and definitely makes sense because tend to have a lot of OP picks there currently. Gwen is not banned currently. She could be a good first pick for OMTH if they so choose. But Tom Kench being taken out of the picture, his rework has made him very much a bit of an uninteractive top laner to fight against. So, first pick Caitlyn instead. So they really want some priority there in the bot side.
Yeah, they picked the Misfortune last game, which is pretty strong early game ADC. But if you want to go even stronger into the early game, Caitlyn's the way to go. Got some buffs recently on some of the Q, I believe. We talked last time about how this Xin Zhao was still up all the way through the draft. Interesting that Legend Spartan's going to put such high priority on it this time around after last time letting it all the way through. But going back to the Caitlyn, I wouldn't be surprised to see now another aggressive pick in the support position. Could be something like a Morgana, or maybe you go with something like the Thresh or Leona to try to set up the snares.
Yeah, we'll see. Xin Zhao, though, getting picked up immediately by Legend Spartan, that's a very, very important pick. One of the best junglers, if not the best jungler in the game right now. Diana is still available to counter it, so maybe they want to go. Maybe Omega Titans will want to be the ones to pick that up. And Ezreal, a very safe pick. Won't probably be winning lane against Caitlyn, but shouldn't be dying either. So in the mid game, you should have a decent advantage again in that ADC matchup. Looks like they're still hovering. No, wait, it's on blue side, not big. My bad. Let's see what they'll use to counter.
And I liked what we saw from Bifaru last game on the Ezreal. Just played pretty defensively throughout the early mid game, and then all of a sudden you got an Ezreal that's just scaled up in the late game and starts to do a ton of damage with Mystic shots, and especially with the Infernal Soul last game, it was a very effective pick. But I think that Ezreal is just in general a pretty solid pick for competitive, because then you can play more towards your solo lanes. Don't have to worry too much about babysitting the Ezreal. But Vlad pick coming through. So we saw the excitement coming through with the Fizz pick last time from Rutledge. This time it would be the Vlad, more of a conventional team fight carry.
I mean, yeah, Vladimir does want to scale up into the late game and be the one doing a lot of damage for the team fights. We'll see if he's able to do that. A bit of a different, not a bit of a different, it's a completely different playstyle compared to the Fizz, where Fizz really wanted to roam around. And Aurelia, okay, being picked up here. This could go to the mid lane, could go top lane as well. We'll see where it will be going. It should be super fun to watch. And the next phase of bans are coming up. Now the Volley Bear, I'm not mad with it. I think Sir Hirsch did a pretty good job on the pick, honestly, getting ganks off and getting the laners ahead. Fortunately, it just wasn't enough in the late game when Trundle was just able to steal his stats. Right now, he doesn't have to deal with the Trundle as much, it seems like. Morgana getting banned away. Caitlyn Morgana is one of the most oppressive lanes you can deal with in League of Legends. I'm pretty sure if Caitlyn is picked, you don't want Morgana on the enemy team as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Nautilus ban come through this time from Omega Titans, because Protoko was pretty effective last game with the depth charges and helped in some big team fights coming through. I am interested to see which direction that the support pick for Omega Titans goes, though, because Ikaros last game on the Yuumi, did pretty decently, but didn't have like a game-changing impact on the team fights that he was in.
Oh, Yumi
Not
got the
going to be
game.
the Yumi this time, I guess, because Legend Spartans don't want to see it. But what will it be?
I mean, Yumi was just able to make it very, very hard for them to get the kill onto the ADC in the early game. So probably don't wanna give that safe net of safety to the Caitlyn, even though Caitlyn Yumi probably not the best bot lane duo, but you can understand Caitlyn can harass and play safe because for long range in the early game, and Yumi can just heal her up. So definitely something. And there you go. As you said, the Nautilus getting banned up. You're the prophet today, Tiger. They're banning away Pratoga, but he has the Leona as a backup, and he'll definitely have to be happy with that one.
Yeah, I'll put on my wizard hat and we'll have fun seeing what else is going to come up in the crystal ball.
Yeah. There we go.
I think I'm sensing maybe some Blitzcrank coming through for Omega Titans. That would be a spicy pick. Would love to see that.
Could work.
Could be something different, like a mage potentially coming through though. I'm not sure exactly. Braum could be a more defensive pick against a Leona. You want to have some disengage, it wouldn't be bad to have something like that. Meanwhile, the counter pick for Legend Spartans, I'm expecting to go to mid lane. So, already going to be a counter pick either way. But they'll be deciding whether they want the Aurelia to match up into the Vlad or if they want to have it into whatever is the top lane pickup here. The Alistar coming through, going to have some disengage, pretty decent into Leona, just going to be able to provide some safety, or also some good engage potential. So we'll see if it's going to be used more offensively or defensively. Also, going to be watching for some roams. The Ahri mid potentially coming through here for Rutledge.
Ahri, okay, I didn't expect this one. This is some season 4 stuff I'm seeing right here. Rutledge, the old school mid laner, and Ziggs looks like it might be getting picked up there in the mid lane to match the Ahri. Well, if you're fighting a mage, have more range is always my motto. And PVS, I'm sure you're happy with that one if that gets picked. Oh wait, Malzahar. Oh, they're trying to throw a curveball. I think it's gonna be Ziggs. I think it's gonna be Ziggs. Yeah, it's Ziggs. Yeah,
all right.
Well, that is going to be a Ziggs. Okay, so Ziggs versus Ahri in the mid lane, and it's going to be a Vladimir versus Aurelia in the top lane, and that could be the one that could snowball out of control for Can of Tin. So we'll see what he can do there.
Yeah, I think that. Oh, we're just getting an update that Zen Esports forfeited their matchup against Zenigma, so that means Zenigma will be playing against the winner of this matchup in the losers bracket semifinals next week. So that they'll be hopefully watching in on this game to see who's going to be their opponent next week. But it looks like based on the team comps, could be pretty. A 2-0 potentially for Legend Spartans if they can get early advantages here in the top lane.
Wait, I just want to clarify with PPS. So wait, was that a lower bracket match? Okay, so Zen. Okay, so Zen out of the tournament. Just to clarify. Okay, so Zen's out of the tournament. Unfortunate for them. I'm not sure why they had to forfeit, but sometimes it do be like that. So. We push on with the rest of the tournament, and right now it looks like it will be Cornstar on the Vladimir versus Can of Tin on this Aurelia. That's going to be a very spicy matchup because if Can of Tin starts snowballing, he's going to be
Aurelia, one of the best 1v5 champions in the game. We're talking about maybe some 1v9 last game from Can of Tin, just a solo lane by himself all the time, able to outplay the 1v2 matchups, and then when he isn't able to survive, the team doing the work on the rest of the map to take down objectives, take down turrets, and that was a great avenue to victory last time, so doing something similar potentially this time around, I definitely don't mind that from the side of Legend Spartans.
Yeah, the thing is though, for Aurelia, if she tries to go in, there's also a lot of CC on the enemy team. So there is a big chance that she gets blown up if she doesn't play it well. So a lot more punishing than Jax, I would honestly imagine if you're playing her as a split pusher. In skirmishes though, she should be really good. But yeah, if she gets hit by Ari Charm, it could be the death of her. So Kennethine has to play a lot more carefully. Has to navigate these skirmishes a lot more carefully, and maybe just decide to go for 1v1s instead of 1v2s and stuff like that, or even 2v2s. We'll see how that works. Meanwhile, on the mid lane, this Ziggs versus Ari matchup. This is some classic season 4 matchup stuff where Ziggs, I would favor Ziggs in the matchup just because he has a lot more range than Ari, at least before level 6. Ari will have the kill potential on Ziggs, and we'll see if Rutledge will be able to take advantage of that. He was able to take advantage of that in the Fizz matchup against Syndra. Maybe he'll be able to do it again, and maybe he'll be a lot more effective this time on the Ari.
Yeah, and I think that whenever you talk about the mid matchup, you can't say the mid matchup without considering the mid jungle duos. And I think that with the Xin Zhao pick, I think a lot more early game effectiveness this time around from Legend Spartans. I don't expect Darwin Theory to be 0-3 this time around. I think Rouge Ronin going to have his back, and hopefully we'll see a lot of mid lane ganks. Still could be a lot of focus top side as well. But I think that after seeing what happened in the mid lane in the first game, it would be nice to see a little bit more priority given to that. Make sure that no big leads developing for Rutledge again from the side of Legend Spartans.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And well, with that, everyone, we will be back after this short break. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be Game 2 versus Omega Titans and Legend Spartans.
And welcome back to the Rift, everyone. It's time for game number 2. We've got Omega Titans on the blue side once again, and on the red side is Legend Spartans trying to go for a 2-0 and get themselves into the losers bracket semifinals.
Yeah, right now it is one up for Legend Spartans. If they win this game, then they will be off. And well, Mega Titan will have to try again next time. And Icarus gets punished for hitting the cowbell right there. The part of not having it, not having that
Honestly,
annoying part.
I think that everyone should have predicted Omega Titan win just because Icaros is playing Mukau Alistar, but they couldn't have known that.
I love the banter in all chat. And Rutledge, that it doesn't even matter. The mains aren't here yet. The poke mages are fighting against each other right now.
Yeah, we got a lot of fun skins going on. We talked about the Prestige Edition on the Leona. We got
Yeah, you
the
know Pratoga
KDA
is an
Ari.
expert. You know Pratoga is an expert. He earned that skin. He really wanted
Uh,
it.
yeah.
All right, so talking about the game this time. Let's forget about the skin nonsense for a bit. Both junglers are starting on the bot side of the map, meaning we should be having some decent fights around the top side, and that's where things can get super exciting because there is an Aurelia in the top side, Tiger, and Aurelia makes every game feel like it's either 1v9 or she's completely useless.
Yeah, we got a coin flip champ in the top lane. You love to see it. But I think that the wave clear coming out from Darwin Theory early on in this game means that the mid prio should be on in favor this time of Legend Spartan. So we'll see if they're going to have more effectiveness going for early game Drakes. They did have to give up the first one last game before they started stacking. Maybe they can be even on an earlier path to win game number 2.
Yeah, you can tell Captain is feeling confident though. Maybe in the last matchup he felt like, yeah, I can play Aurelia against this guy, no problem. Cornstar kind of has his work cut out for him having to survive this lane, especially on a scaling pick like Vladimir. If he makes a mistake in the early game, it could be really punished.
Yeah, but on the other side, if he is able to
Right
get early
now,
game
oh,
effectiveness, that was a good pool to get out of that flawless duet from Can of Tin. But I think that if Cornstar is able to get some help from the jungle and start to get some kills early on, it could be a flip of the script, and all of a sudden Cornstar is the one 1v9ing.
oh yeah, definitely. Cornstar has to play this super carefully, and he has to be careful not to be in danger of getting dove upon. So Xin Xiao and Aurelia, they have a lot of early game damage. That's something to watch out for. If a giant wave is crashing under your turret as Vladimir, the pull might not be enough to just get you out safely.
Oh, I like this cheater recall from Can of Tin. Already going for a call here. Going to
Yeah,
be
and Sing's
back
cheater
in
recall
lane
too.
immediately. Yeah, we got cheater recalls in both solo lanes just trying to get their stacking
Uh
items. It could be trouble for
oh,
Rouge Ronin here, taking a full combo to the
wait,
face,
Felix going
but
in?
now Rutledge has no mana left, so Rouge Ronin gonna trade on the backside, has the healing from the red buff, so Rouge Ronin knowing his limits and going back in, making Rutledge have to recall here.
Yeah, definitely a good trade back from him, not taking that one lying down. It could have been a bit dangerous, knowing when to fall back. Because if he had gone an inch closer, he would have gotten hit by the tower. And at that point, one auto attack, a hair breadth away from dying and losing control over the bot side river. He did regain his health from smiting the scuttle crab, so things are going well. And it looks like he will be just be chanting this recall unless an opportunity presents itself, which it shouldn't really.
Yeah. Meanwhile, top lane, Cannon
Oh
of
no.
10 going to be able to find the
Or
flawless duet,
one
starting to
passive.
find some damage. Cornstar could be in trouble here. Blade Surge going to go down. Now it's going to be Cannon of 10
The
flashing
flash.
for it, but a good pull from Cornstar going to find the escape. That means it's flash for nothing in the top lane.
Wow, not this time. They hit for the Aurelia. Didn't even, yeah, as you said, didn't even have to expend the splash. Really well played by Cornstar to get out of that very sticky situation. But you know, if Aurelia has her full passive up, definitely it's not something you mess with. Darwin Theory getting hit by the charm and the Spirit Orb, but not
Ooh,
going to go too
good
much.
use of the
Wait.
satchel charge means Rutledge could be in trouble here. Bouncing bomb goes wide though. Rutledge trying to trade some back. Charm going
Oh
to
wait.
land, but no mana left for Rutledge. Going to be in trouble here. Going to find the ignite, but a cleanse going to keep that from killing him. Darwin Theory going to survive here.
Oh yeah, he's barely gonna be able to survive that one. Doesn't have TP too, so Eri does have control over lane. That's what we're talking. They're talking about Ziggs possibly getting priority, but well, Rutledge is just landing charm after charm on all the right targets, able to get control of this lane, get enough trading onto the Ziggs and not let it matter. But he is running out of mana. So be a bit careful. Sir Hirsch is here on the volley bear, ready to possibly go for
Ooh,
a
Rouge
gank. And here's
Ronan
a charm.
trying to
Sir
find
Hirsch,
something over the wall. Now it's going to be the satchel charge coming through.
they're
Not
fighting.
going to go oftentimes. Sir Hirsch going to
Oh!
drop under 100 HP. Going to
Oh!
be able to survive with the flash escape, though. Rouge Ronan dropping pretty low himself means that he can't follow the flash. Now Bavaro going to go in with an aggressive usage of the arcane shift. Now it's a 2v2 breaking out, but I don't think that they're interested in going any further. That means no kills on the board just yet.
And that was so close from Zinjao's W to almost killing off Sir Hirsch for the first blood. That would have been
Ooh,
disastrous for
Can of
the.
Tin trying to go in all in. Cornstar
Mm,
going to drop under 100 HP, going to just barely survive. Once again, we're seeing all across the map just slivers of health keeping people alive.
yeah, Vladimir somehow keeping up in CS against the Aurelia despite getting punished time and time again whenever he tries to even walk up for it. He's in a lot of trouble right now and has to be aware. He does have a lot of sustain though, at least. You should be fine going later into the game. But yeah, at level 6, you have to be careful of the blade dance coming in from Aurelia. It's here.
Yeah, Camton could be looking for another engage. The pool is down. Camton has a minion to jump to. Flash dodges out the Vanguard's edge.
Ronin.
Now Cornstar steps back forward. Rouge Ronin is here going to try to find the gank. Camton going to find the last auto attack. And first blood going over to Legend Spartans in the top lane.
Wait, Rujon's level 6 and Sir Hirsch is just level 5. Uh, I just realized now that while Rujonin was able to farm so much more than the Volibear wasn't even really ganking so much. Maybe he found a timing, but now with Rujonin in the lead, he's definitely going to be happy with that. And first blood going over to Can of Tin. Snowball could start here and now, but Cornstar has been really doing well in
Varo
avoiding getting
dropping
ganked.
dangerously low.
Yeah.
Couple
Here in
more
bot
auto
lane.
attacks will kill him, or a Piltover Peacemaker if it lands first hit onto Bifaro. I don't think that it's going to happen just yet. Chiesta looking to recall here. Going to be first on the recall timing, but it was interrupted, so we'll see what's the situation. Campton going to try to go back in. Cornstar never going to be safe here again, already dropping down 10 CS lower. The life steal going to start coming through from the Vamp Scepter. Canopton trying to go back in now,
Oh,
farming the wave and doing the damage at the same time.
oh
Cornstar
no.
dropping under a 200. One more auto attack would finish him off. Canopton not going to be able to quite find it. The Blade Surge on cooldown, but that means it's going to be the recall coming through from Cornstar, which means Flate's going to be next up for the side of Can of Tin.
Man, you really don't want to get your minions slow in fighting against Aurelia because she can just outmaneuver you straight up if you're within your own minion line, and that's something you really have to be wary of. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Caitlyn was able to force Ezreal back, meaning, well, he did lose a wave, so Caitlyn will be up a wave at least, and the wave is bouncing towards them, so they have an advantage in that regard. Possibly, maybe could take advantage of that by going for a gank there on the bot side, but instead, Icarus is here against the
Good
Ziggs.
satchel charge from Darwin Theory, but he's going to
Oh, the
still be
charm.
engaged upon. Good cleanse going to keep him
Wait,
alive for the
we're
moment.
still going
Flash
hit?
is out. Now it's going to be the dive under tower, not going to quite land. Sir Hirsch able to turn it off for a moment, but now Rouge Rowan trying to find a re-engage. The Crescent Guard goes through, going to try to keep himself alive. Health bars are still pretty high. It's Can of Tin now in the 1v1, trying to find his way in again onto Cornstar. Doesn't have the reset, though. That means that Cornstar will stay alive for the moment. But the Prio in the mid already bought from the side of Legend Spartans. Pratoga roaming around as well. They may be looking to get onto this first Drake of the game. It is a Cloud Drake, but no one has taken it here at 9.5 minutes just yet. Now Can of
Oh,
Tin
Blade.
going to land the Vanguard's edge. He could get the reset. He could
No!
get the kill. A solo in the top side. Can of Tin is on fire.
Man, absolutely smurfing the series right now. Kenapton on this Aurelia, getting the solo kill in the top lane, and that mid lane dive onto Ziggs looks so uncoordinated from Omega Titan. It felt like they were a bit lost there, and people were going in one by one against Ziggs, and Sen Xiao was there, Rouge Ronin ready to back up his mid laner. So that could have been a lot more disastrous. And because of they used all their ultimates there, they lost priority on the Drake and just had to give that one up. And then top lane is looking to be more and more of a disaster. Fortunately, Cornstar getting the short end of the stick.
Yeah, but I think that we're seeing even in the mid lane a pretty decent CS gap building up in favor of Darwin Theory. The cleanse has just meant so much this game, able to
True.
survive twice because of it so far, and the cleanse flash in that last fight really made it all the difference. Able to survive the dive, and then they were able to trade back on the backside, get the prio, and turn it into a Drake.
Yeah, pretty much. Cleanse doing wonders for the Ziggs right now. Darwin Theory is absolutely five head to be picking that one up instead of teleport or anything like that. Because Ziggs, you don't really need to teleport with him. You can honestly just
Ooh,
roam trap,
Pratoga going
wait.
in. Icaros could be in trouble already. Has used the chain
Uh,
breaker before starting to put in the mystic shots, but Icaros is going to be decently healthy. It's a little bit too much on the unbreakable will, building up the defenses to allow him to get poked out.
yeah, I think that was a bit of a wasted heal by Bufaro there. Trying to help out the support when when Pratoga could have just tanked it all up. Not gonna be too impactful though because Ezreal does still have flash, but it's something to take note of. And
Ooh.
wait, they're going for Gak
Before
here in
going to
the.
be dropped to half. This is a dive attempt coming through, but is maybe too late. Pratoga already going down, though. Before could be in trouble here. The dive going to come through. Cornstar picking up a kill. That's two in favor of the side of Omega Titan. That means that they're going to have the prio in the bot side, but
Wait,
meanwhile,
mid
they're
lane.
giving up mid. That's
I
going to
think they'll
be
lose the
one
tier
charge
2.
of the Rift Herald. It's going to be a trade of towers, but how fast can they take down the bot outer? It's two towers
Oh
already going down.
no.
Darwin Theory with the satchel charge going to be able to shred through these towers, starting to build up a pretty massive gold lead for himself, already going to be 1.3k over his lane opponent, and in the top lane 1.2k in favor of Can of Tin. So we're already seeing 2.5k gold advantage in favor of Legend Spartans.
Man, these solo laners are rich F right now. Absolutely gold flinging in their pockets, stuffed to the brim. Already land is completed for Ziggs. We're 12 minutes into the game. Corsair is level 7. He might actually die here. Oh no, he can't go
Yeah,
back. He just got back into lane. He has no teleport. And he got jumped down to 1/3 of his health bar. It's a
yeah.
disaster.
Yeah, he interrupted Rouge Ronan's recall, but in doing so, he forced himself to recall because Rouge Ronan just took a big chunk of his health bar. And then all of a sudden, Cornstar doesn't have the power to walk up and at least try to take some farm off. Can of Tin's just too strong right now. Rutledge going to
Honestly,
come up and try to at least help reset the wave, but it's in such a bad state right now that they're needing a four-man top right now. It looks like Icaros is on the way as well, so it could be a dive attempt coming through in the top lane. We'll see if the information is in favor of the side of Legend Spartans. Right now, they don't have the knowledge of Sir Hirsch being here. This could end up being a bad fight taken. Can of Tin going to try to finish off the wave. Sir Hirsch going to
go for
be
it.
here, but they've engaged too fast. Now Can of Tin can just walk out, but not such luck for Rouge Ronin, going to be dropped very low. Guard going to try to keep himself
Oh!
alive. Ignite taking down Sir Hirsch, going to be able to pick up the first kill, but Can of Tin has one on the back end of the fight. Now it's going to be a charm
Wait,
landing,
charm?
which means the full combo is coming through. Shutdown
Oh!
goes over to Cornstar, and now Shayesta going to be in trouble, going to be Dove here, but the root comes through. Good use of the cupcake snare. Now Pratoga in trouble. Good shot block from Bafaru, going to keep his support alive, but Darwin Theory has roamed up to the top side, is in a 1v3, but Icaros going to get hit by the tower aggro, going to be dropped. Rutledge going to be very low as well, so Darwin Theory going to be able to survive here. A chaotic fight ending up 2 for 2 across the map.
Wow, how did that all happen? They're in the top lane. Somehow, everything.
Before
Wait, Fiesta.
trying, and it's a
Oh
huge
no!
solar flare from Pratoga from downtown, and Bifaru going to be able to pick up the kill.
Oh my gosh! Unfortunately, Fiesta mistimed the use of the cleanse, trying to get the Ezreal W off, but unfortunately, the solar flare just came down. You think Leona is an engaged support? She can engage from a mile away. Pratoga made really good use of that solar flare to win the fight for his ADC.
Yeah, Leona confirmed mages, guys. He able
It,
to land that stun from way downtown, but now it's going to be Sir Hirsch starting up the Drake here, trying to even up the count at one apiece. I don't think it's going to be contested here. It's going to go over to Omega Titan, so able to pick up something. True Shot Barrage a little bit too late. I don't think it would have been able to outsmite the smite anyways, but that means that Omega Titan's just staying alive for the moment.
yeah, we're talking about that 2v1 there in the bot lane, but in the top lane, Darwin Theory survived the 1v3 and was able to get the kill in exchange too. So all across the map, there are plays across the board. I just wanted to mention that because it was super cool, and Darwin Theory should probably buy Darkskill at this point because of how fed he is.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
Cornstar dropping pretty
that
low.
jump.
The Leandry's Torment doing work here. I'm a little bit surprised to see Leandry's over Eludens here, but that is going to be the choice. Now Pratoga trying to go in. Ikaros going to kick him right back out with the headbutt. And that means that the disengage coming
You're
through in
playing
the
top
bot
lane
lane.
again.
Shyesta could be in trouble. Bafaru going for an aggressive arcane shift. Now it's going to be Cornstar picked out by Rouge Ronin. Now, Cornstar dropping pretty low here pretty quickly. Now, Sir Hirsch is in the area, so that means that the
It's a
engage not
3v3.
going to continue all the way through. Emo Plague already having been dropped. Rouge Ronin going for the re-engage, but it's going to be
Oh
Darwin Theory blown
no!
up immediately at the beginning of the fight. Can of Tin going to try to finish off a kill. He will be able to kill off Sir Hirsch. Meanwhile, bot lane health bars dropping pretty low. It's going to
Oh!
be Shyesta picking up the kill on Bifaru here. Now it's going to be chaos across the map, but it's a 2-for-1. Could be 3 with the ace in the hole, but it's not going to have quite enough damage to finish off Pratoga. A 2-for-1 in favor of Omega Titan.
They're gonna get the tower as well. So right now, Gold State is still on the side of Legend Spartans, but Titans they're not taking this lying down. They're able to fight back, and they got a beautiful pick onto the Ziggs. It's basically it feels like two games of League of Legends are being played right now. One all the way on the top lane, and the other down in the bot lane. A 2v2 and a 3v3, and both teams just fighting back and forth, coming out with advantages on either side.
Yeah, Canopton is playing Farming Simulator right now. 70 CS advantage here in the top lane. Now Rutledge could be the next to fall. Flawless
Oh no, he's
duet
dead.
lands, and Canopton blows him up. Rutledge, no chance there to escape. Not even able to flash away. Didn't have anything available, actually. So, not really a good positioning to be when you don't have ult or flash. But whatever the case,
Yeah,
Canopton knows how to punish that.
yeah, definitely. Meanwhile, they can try to go for this mid lane, try to put the ADC here to at least stem the bleeding. But Darwin Theory, he has a lot of wave clear. Even if they try to
Look
three-man
bot.
him, should be fine. Meanwhile, yeah, in the bot lane,
Bot dive
Cornstar.
developing here. Cornstar gonna try to find the pool at the right time. Good Zonia is going to dodge out the True Shot Barrage, but gonna have to pool out. Now it's going to
Oh,
be the
Ziggs.
Stormbringer under tower. Darwin Theory going to fall here in the mid lane. I don't see any kills coming through in the bot lane either, so Cornstar able to escape with his life. He will be giving away this bot tower. That means it's 1 for tower. Omega Titan picking something up in the mid lane. We'll see if they can get to the Rift Herald here as well.
Yeah, the Rift Herald should be belong to them. The jungler is nowhere nearby. There should be at least a free objective for the side of a Mega Titan, but trading across the board, and I had to eat my words. Ziggs did end up dying once he got 3-man. Well, he can't hide under the turret if there is no turret, and the Ohm Wrecker passive from Volibear's ultimate stopped that in his tracks and allowed them to get the kill. He didn't have cleanse either. I think he used it, but there's just too much CC for him to deal with at that point. So unfortunate for Ziggs. Now 1 and 2, but still pretty far ahead of the opposing mid laner.
Yeah, good CSing coming through, making a difference here. Flame Horizon may be on the horizon for Can of Tin. We'll see if he can get there in a pretty short fashion. He's 3 CS away from it at the moment. Cornstar going to be able to pick up a wave here at least. But Pratoga looking for trouble here. Ikaros going to get poked out a little bit by Bafaru. Pretty tanky boy on the cow. Alistar not going to be falling victim to having 70% of his health chunked out by a combo from Ezreal. Darwin Theory trying to find a 1v1, but bringing Cornstar a little bit too close to himself. gonna have to flash out of that one. It's 3v3 being set up here in the bot side. Drake coming up here in under half a minute. So we'll
4v4.
see as Rouge Ronin trying to get out onto the map. Can of Tin is still cross map, has teleport available on the other side. It's Rutledge picking up the top lane farm. No teleport for him, so it could be a 5v4 if the side of Legend Spartans can collapse. I don't know if this can be actually contested here because of that.
Yeah, it looks they have the wrong summoner spell on the other side of the map. It's Area with the Ignite that has to face down against Aurelia. And that's very unfortunate. Looks like they will just be giving up this next objective, trying to play for more farm, trying to scale up more into the late game. This Cornstar is just super far behind on this Vladimir though. But he does have Zanya. So if they try to go after him, he has so many ways of stalling out and trying to escape. There's at least that level of comfort, but well, Rujon is so far ahead. Aurelia is so far ahead. It's gonna be hard
Rouge Ronin,
to.
good bait, good bait. Not going to fall victim to
No
going in
greed.
against a 1v4. No greed.
No greed.
Rouge Ronin playing it respectfully. True Shot Barrage trying to steal it away. Not going to happen.
He had the
But
ninja sense.
yeah,
Wait,
his
Ronin's a
spidey
samurai
sense is super
actually.
tingling.
Wait, Ronin's a samurai.
Can of
Never mind. I'm speaking out of my ass.
Can of Tin right now with 200 CS to 92 means that the Flame Horizon is complete. And not only that, he's doubling the CS of Cornstar. Cannington, just excellent performance so far. 5-1 on this Aurelia. Carried last game with the Jacks as well. We'll see if that's going to go through all the way to the end of the game. Ikaros going to try to find a pick onto
Oh wait.
Pratoga. Headbutt into Pulverize, going to try to find the CC, but not much damage following it up. Meanwhile,
Oh
Cornstar
no.
getting blown up in the bot lane. Not going to be quite finished off just yet, but the poke coming through from Darwin Theory is enough to save Pratoga for the moment.
Yeah, meanwhile, the bot lane tier 2 is in a lot of trouble of getting destroyed right now by Aurelia. Kind of Tin is just an absolute menace on the enemy team right now. They can't deal with him. There's no one that can 1v1 him right now. He's just too far ahead. 4 levels above a Cornstar currently, 1 level above Rutledge. No one can win a fight against him unless they send in like 3 people. Then we can probably win the fight. Other than that, even 2 is risky at this point.
Yeah, I mean, even 3, depending on the 3, is going to be dangerous
Oh,
because
Rutledge.
Can of Tin landing a good Vanguard's edge could just be bouncing back and forth. Now the Baron may be being set up.
Oh no.
We'll see if a flank can come through in time. But
Rutledge missed.
meanwhile,
He's
Rutledge is
dead.
too far forward. Rouge Ronin going to find the smite before we're
Oh
going to
no, Icarus
finish
is dead
off the
too.
kill. Now teleport's coming. Can of
Oh,
Tin is on the flank, going to try to find the blow up. Now it's going to be the Immortal Shield,
oh, the
but the
shutdown.
shutdown comes through from Shyesta. Rouge Ronin will fall as well, but now the Mega Inferno Bomb doing the damage. The ticks from the Leandry is going to finish off a kill. Darwin Theory now 1v1 against Shyesta. One more auto attack going to be enough to finish off the double kill, and it's Omega Titan taking the fight.
Oh my gosh, the fact that Can of Tin was immediately blown up meant that they could survive. They could stay in the backline. Cornstar and Chiesta still surviving, still making it through before unfortunately relying on spells, and Darwin Theory couldn't get his auto attacks fast enough to deal with this champion. And now they get to have 2 towers for themselves as well, and the gold lead will start to shrink on side of Mega Titans. Cornstar getting stronger and stronger very quietly. 10 stacks on a Dark Seal suddenly. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
all it takes is one team fight. Picked up a couple kills there, a couple of assists. All of a sudden, 10 stack Dark Seal. We'll see if it becomes a Magi's as he returns to base. But yeah, just a well performed team fight there from Omega Titan. It's going to be
I think
Legend
Tiger.
Spartans.
I think
Yeah.
Tiger. The thing is, they prioritize Volibear instead of going towards anyone else in the bot line, in the back line. He was the easy target. Unfortunately, he was the wrong target. Sir Hirsch buying enough time for Siesta and Cornstar to deal the damage that they needed to do to survive and make it out of that
Yeah,
team fight alive. So
Trieste in good position. Oh,
wait, what?
we just hear we have a game score of 1-0 in the winners finals, and it's Puds with the upset victory. I believe that's the first game all season that BBC has dropped. So congratulations to Puds. We'll see if they can continue that into a 2-0 here. But
I
back
heard.
to the game at hand.
Wait. Before that, I just heard that Puds is the team that gave BBC the hardest time out of anyone else in the season. So if there's anyone that can possibly beat BBC, it's Puds. But we'll see. Yeah, back to this game. It's very tense. Both teams are pretty even right now when it comes to gold. I mean, the later game goes, the gold lead starts mattering much less and less as both teams start getting their sixth item. Aurelia is still an absolute menace, but in the team fight we saw, if she gets stunned, she gets blown up. So I have to be careful when going towards that backline. It was an amazing flank too. It just didn't work out in the end because of wrong target selection. But you can't bank on that all the time happening if you are Omega Titans. You have to find a way to be able to win these team fights in a more convincing manner. They do have control over the Dragon Pit though.
Yeah, it was a weird flank, is what I'd say, because like the situation ended up being that Can of Tin was able to flank the members that were
Cornstar
engaged in the fight. Cornstar could be in trouble, going to be able to pull out.
might
Uh,
give this up.
and now the Drake dropping pretty low, and that means it's going to go over to Omega Titan. But back to
Yeah.
the point I was making before, the flank wasn't onto all five members because not all five members were engaged in the fight. So that's something to look out for going into future fights if Omega Titan can try to outflank the flank from Canton.
Outflank the flank. We'll see if they'll be able to do that. Hopefully, maybe they can. They do have the tools to be able to deal with this Aurelia in a straight up 5v5 situation, so should work out well for them. Rouge Ronin, despite the 0-2 scoreline, he's been doing a good job, I'd say, keeping him control, making sure he's there at the right opportunities to stop any dives from happening. The fact that he's been in the right place at the right time so many times speaks volume to his ability as a jungler, but right now, it's pretty much an even state between these two teams. Two dragons apiece. It's a 3,000 gold lead that's mattering less and less. Now, all that matters is position, summoner spells, who's got who gets caught out, who makes a mistake first, and who takes advantage of the situation. Darwin
Yeah,
Theory
I
does have a stopwatch, so could be
I
a
would
potential
say
safety net
that
there.
with the map state, it's still favoring the side of Legend Spartans. They've taken an extra 2 towers, 3 towers extra actually. My math
Yeah.
may be a little bit suspicious, but they also have that gold advantage. I think Can of Tin's going to be very difficult to take down. Toga,
Oh
pretty
wait,
far
wait,
forward
wait.
here, actually goes on to the wrong side of the pit. Now going to be charmed up by Rutledge. The CC lasts a long time, and
Oh,
Sir
there's a
Hirsch going to be able
mistake.
to show up, and the catch comes through, and Omega Titan now in position to take control over the Baron pit.
That was a big mistake from Patoga, using the blast cone to get onto the other side where Airy was, not knowing what was on the other side of the map. Be something to look out for. Okay, Rattler's able to get the blue buff for himself, so no steal over that objective. But in the long scheme, in the long term line of thinking, I don't think Patoga's that matters there too much because they weren't able to take anything besides the blue buff. Canaftin though is
Yeah,
getting
and that's
stronger and
their own
stronger.
blue buff.
Yeah,
But
it's their own
at
blue buff.
least able to get some gold onto the Golden Bear here. Uh, gonna be able to set up that Baron vision, which matters a little bit. I mean, it's not going to win or lose you the game, but having the vision can win you or lose you a fight at least. Uh, going to force the side of Legend Spartans to regain control of that zone. Uh, but I think that more importantly, Can of Tin hasn't been blowing people up as much in the mid game as he was in the early game. So we'll see if he's going to be able to go back to doing some stuff here. Good pools coming through from Cornstar to keep himself alive in these fights. But it looks like the side lane has gone to just more of some farming.
Yeah, things are calm right now as both teams are at this point in the late game. It's very hard to know what to do. You have to know where to deploy your forces to make sure that no one is really left out to fend for themselves if they can't. The Corns are doing a good job at least surviving here in this 1v1 against Irelia, not giving Tin anything more. And Cornstar is safely powering up, getting stronger and stronger. So when the big team fight does roll around, he should be a lot more useful than his counterpart. We'll see though. He's pretty strong
Yeah,
right now.
I wouldn't be surprised if Can of Tin sticks to going for the split push. It was effective last game. I think that if he can pick up a hull breaker again, that could mean that he's once again effective in the split push area.
I'm not sure if
With
that's
the
the thing though. I'm not sure if Hullbreaker synergizes super well with Aurelia's kit. I mean, sure you can get rid of the towers, but I don't think health and damage isn't really what she needs right now. I think she needs more survivability.
Perhaps, but with the first three items being the Bork, the Ginsus, and the Immortal Shield Bow,
I think
I
he's
don't
going
know
for a
how
Guardian
much he's
Angel.
going for defensive. Could be, yeah. I think that with the stopwatch and the Caulfield's Warhammer, that might be the build. Uh, we'll see if that's the direction that Cannington's going to go. Drake fight going to be started up here soon, though. It's going to come up in about 20 seconds here. Already poke being thrown
Yeah,
out from both
there's that.
sides.
Some
Campton,
port
meanwhile,
support.
going to try to find a way into onto Cornstar. We'll see if he's able
Wait,
to
Darwin Theory,
continue that fight.
what?
But Darwin Theory's too far forward. The positioning isn't there before we're going to try to find some poke on the back end. Teleport coming in, but already blown up is Darwin Theory. Cannington has arrived. Will he be able to turn the fight around? Charm not going to quite land on the Rouge Ronin, but the health bar already dropping below half. The far is still trying to poke. Now teleport coming in from Cornstar. Will be a 5v4 breaking out here if the fight does occur.
No charm
Now the
land. Oh
charm
no.
comes through under Roan and Pertoga gonna go and try to save the fight. Now Cannington gonna be knocked up for the while. Cannington trying to find a way under the back line. Rouge Ronin trying to survive with the Crescent Guard. Gonna smite for health. Bafaru with the poke, but it's
Oh
not gonna be
no.
enough. Bafaru going to be forced out. 3 kills come through, and that's the 4-for-0 in favor of the side of Omega Titans, who will take their third Drake of the game and push it towards Baron.
It was such a big mistake by Darwin Theory to get caught out in the front like that. Completely. That was one of the most monumental throws I've ever seen casting Runeterra Academy. It was going so close, but unfortunately Ziggs just got caught out. And 4v5 is not where you want to be, if you, especially if you don't have the team fight comp available to you. On the side of Mega Titans, they have the better team fight comp, and fighting 4v5, it's just not going to work out. Now they have the Soul Point, Mountain Soul Point. They have the Baron for themselves. They also have the scaling, and everything has just gone wrong for the side of Legend Spartans. I don't think. I feel like the advantage has the advantages they made have basically run out at this point.
Yeah, but I think that there's still opportunity for Legend Spartans. They just need to regroup and restore mental. They can still win this. They're in position where
Oh
Cannington
yeah,
can still do things in side lane, still has the flame horizon intact. Uh, but I think that what more importantly we need to see from them is some macro setup where they're not going to allow any more getting caught out. And when this next Drake comes up, they need to set themselves up in a good position to take a fight and not have anyone die beforehand.
yeah. Dying before important fight definitely not something you want to do. I'm not even sure what happened to Darwin Theory though. He was just staying there, like in the middle. I'm not. Maybe he was communicating with his team and just got caught up in the moment. But yeah, that's a very unfortunate situation right there. And now Aurelia will have a very hard time split pushing against against Baron empowered minions. Vladimir's getting stronger and stronger too. Even though Canafton does have the Flame Horizon, he played this lane out super well. Cornstar started to catch up. When it gets to 6 items, it doesn't matter how far of a lead you've gotten in the early part of the game. What matters is how your ability to play out the team fight. And well, Legend Spartan just have a team comp that's harder to execute in the 5v5.
Yeah, we'll see if the 5v5s keep breaking out. But right now, it's just going to be wave clear coming through from the side of Legend Spartans. So we'll
Yeah,
see
that's
how
a
much they are able to be effective in it. I think the top lane clearly already taken care of. The bot lane, I don't see anyone attending to, but it isn't about to crash or anything. So plenty of time to reset and go towards that. Patoga going to be starting to work on vision. It's never too early to work on vision for the Soul Drake fight.
I just realized Siesta quietly matching kind of thing almost in levels already. Level 17 on this Caitlyn, while Bifaru is just level 14. So ADC
Yeah.
wise, in ADC, this is their part of the game, right? This is the time when an ADC can actually play the game of League of Legends. It's gonna
Yeah,
be CS that has the advantage.
especially with the appeal of having an Alistar by your
Yes,
side,
Guardian
you
Angel
can
too.
start to do things. Guardian Angel as well, fair point. Cannington's still split pushing with impunity, but now it's going to be on the wave clear. I mean, there's pretty good wave clear all around for the side of Legend Spartans. They've got Ziggs, they've got Ezreal. They can get through these waves, but they're going to have to survive just a bit longer.
Wait, they're
Now the
going in.
Mega Inferno Bomb going off. Sirhurst trying to go with the Stormbringer, but it doesn't wreck the tower, which means Rutledge is taking the shots from the tower. Sirhurst going to be in
Oh,
trouble.
the
Ooh,
flash
Charm
charm!
comes through. Flash E from Ari. That means it's going to be the kill coming through with the Orb of Deception. And that means that it's a 4v3 here in the bot lane.
They lost their
Triesta
wave
will
clear.
be targeting the tower. No more wave clear available for the side of Legend Spartans. They could be in trouble here. The push continues. Still no Baron buff remaining on the side of Omega Titans, but they're still able to take down the bot tier 2 here, which means that they're getting closer and closer to start threatening the base.
Yeah, and now we have the Mountain Soul coming up. Mega Titans, they really want to be able to win this one. With the Mountain Soul, at that point, who's going to be able to delete anyone on the side of Legend Spartan? They don't really have a form of sustained damage in the way that Caitlyn is. They have Ezreal, who's just going to be launching Qs, but that's burst, and once the resistance is stacked on the side of Omega Titan, it's going to be just way too hard to deal with. No one's going to get blown up, and Ikaros and Rouge Ronin are just going to look at each other and dab.
A little bit
um,
of ships passing in the night there, but it's going to be the
they
fight
saw each
around this
other.
Drake. Good
I know
true
about
shot
that. They
barrage
saw each
goes
other.
through.
Wait.
Now Can of 10 going to start damaging Cornstar, going to make it so that
Oh, the
Cornstar
blade.
actually get in trouble here. Able to get under tower, but Flash already burned. The teleport not going to mean as much if it's at only half health. Now it's going to be Ace in the hole, tanked up by Pratoga. Health bar is very high still here for Legend Spartans. Meanwhile, for the side of Omega Titans, not so much. They're going to be zoned out here, and the Drake resets, which means that it can be set up to leash the direction that the side of Legend
Oh,
Spartans want. Rouge Ronin tanking up about 50% damage there on a combo,
the top
but now
laner's
going
ready.
to try to survive just a little bit longer. The top laners have reset, which means Can of Tin is on the way, and right now Cornstar's still in base. They may
Yeah,
be
he's
waiting
waiting.
for an item to teleport out. But whatever the
No, he's
case,
waiting for me.
he's going to need to find a good ward to teleport to. Another true shot barrage comes through. This one not as effective. The damage still coming through from both sides. And now Can of Tin trying to stand in the mid lane.
Oh,
Shyasta going to
that's
get taken very low at the beginning of the fight. Now the Drake has been started up by the side of Legend Spartans. They want to finish this one off. Mega Inferno Bomb over the wall. That is going to be the Drake going down, and the teleport on the
wait. What?
flank, but he's got no teammates. Cornstar could be in trouble
What?
here. Not going to be able to get in the pool. The
What?
Perma CC comes through, and the shutdown goes to Darwin Theory as the side of Legend Spartans right back into this one.
How did that happen? Cornstar. He teleported after the dragon went down onto a flank into 4 people. You cannot be making those mistakes this late into the game. Who made that
Yeah,
call?
and now Baron could be on the table here, already being set up. There is a wave in the bot lane that's crashing onto the Legend Spartans inhib tower, but there is no one there at the moment. No teleports available either, so Can of Tin going to push out the mid wave. Now it's the True
Jester.
Shot Barrage through Shyasta tanking a bunch of damage here at the moment. Bouncing Bomb going to come up a
Realize right
bit
here.
short. Can of Tin going to just walk back. And now the Baron
Starting
going
it.
to be started up by the side of Legend Spartans.
Oh
We'll see if the
no.
engage can come through from the side of Omega Titan. They need to find a way in here. Sir Hirsch going to be on the flank. Will he be able to find a way in? Good use of the E from Ziggs, setting themselves up. Now Baron going to drop very low, and there's no smite in the pit. It's going to go over to Legend Spartans. Now the fight breaking out is already one going in favor of Rutledge here. Now Can of Tin into the backline, going to try to blow up Shyesta. Not going to have enough damage. The charm comes through. Can of Tin going to go down, but Bafaru is here. He's got himself a double kill. Rouge Ronin trying to finish off Cornstar here as well. Bafaru going to Arcane Shift forward. It's a triple kill, and Darwin Theory picks up one more. Rouge Ronin going to just barely survive. Before trying to finish off the last of the kills. It's a 4-for-2 in favor of Legend Spartans, as well as the Baron going down. They've got all the tools they need. Darwin Theory almost blown up immediately by Rutledge. Everfrost not going to land, and the arcane shift into Mystic Shot. That's the ace, and that could be the series.
This is
Death
it.
Timer's still double digits for every member. It's the mid lane going to be shot down. That's the last of the inhib that we shall see. The wave is crashing into the
Alistar's
Nexus
up.
towers, and it's Legend Spartans going to be finishing off the game. Icaros going to try to find a last stand. Sir Hirsch soon to respawn as well. Darwin Theory tanking up the tower, finishes off the last of the Nexus towers. Sir Hirsch going to try to defend the Nexus. Before going to find the Mystic shots, going to find the damage. It's another kill going over. Teleports coming in, trying to finish off the series. Legend Spartans, will they be able to finish off the last team fight? Cornstar going to try to make a stand here. Icaros going to drop to Rouge Ronin Shiesta. Can of Tin able to finish off one more kill before the night is out, and that will do it. Legend Spartans advancing to the next round with a 2-0 sweep of Omega Titans.
I can't believe it ended that way. Oh my gosh. What a blunder there by Omega Titans in that Dragon Call, the teleport. I think that's the nail in the coffin for sure. Cornstar teleporting there, the fact that it was just a 4v5 at that point allowed Legend Sparta to get back into the game when it was so precarious for them. It looked like they were on the verge of losing. But in the end, well, Legend Spartans make it through. That was an intense fight.
Yeah, Bifaru in that last team fight was insane. Able to find the right angles with the arcane shifts. The mystic shots kept landing. Able to pick up a triple kill on the back end. Canopton did all of the groundwork, but went down before he could finish off the kills. But Bifaru was there to pick them all up for him.
Yeah, Bafaro absolutely insane last team fight. He's actually the guy who did the most damage in the game. 3,000, almost 3,000, almost 36,000 points of damage that this Ezreal was able to do. Now that's definitely expected if you're an Ezreal, but he was able to clean up that team fight super well, win his team the game, and that I don't know what to say about that. Who's this? Who are we interviewing?
Hey, what's up? What's good?
You'll have to you'll have to identify yourself because
Oh,
the name
the
we see is the
mitochondria.
mitochondria.
I'm the powerhouse of the Spartans. No, I'm kidding. No, it's Canopton. I'm the top laner.
Oh, Kenneth
Hey,
Chin.
let's go.
Hey, what's up,
Great
boys?
carry performance in game number one. With the Jax counter pick? Was that just an instant you're going to 1v9 the game?
Yeah, it's like a slightly Jack's favorite matchup. If like the Wukong doesn't know the matchup well, like it can be really bad for him because
That's
there's like
true.
a certain way you have to play it, and he kind of played it early. Like he did Q pokes, which is smart, but then he kept on Eing into me, which was like that's when I started to realize like he's not like that experienced in the matchup, and I could probably take advantage.
Yeah, it's good to see that. And well, I gotta say that last game, that game two was amazing from you guys. It was very close at certain points. What was in your guys' mind when it came to that last dragon and suddenly a Vladimir teleported into four of you?
Yeah, I had no idea what was gonna happen there because like he had like 10 Magi stacks, right? Like even though he was behind 100 plus CS, like Magi's is just a broken item if you have 10 or more stacks. So there's like a good chance he could have blown us all up there. We had a couple throws earlier, like with the I think the fourth and fifth dragons we kind of threw a little bit, but I mean, a couple of members on our team realized that we're playing a poke comp, so like we actually have to show up to the objective first, so we can like set up. After that, like epiphany, the game became a lot easier to play.
All right, very
Yeah, I
good. So
was I was just about to ask about how you recovered the mental there. You kind of already answered that question, so I'll ask you instead about how you were feeling about the differences between Jax and Aurelia in the late game split push style that you were playing.
Yeah, the problem with Aurelia split push is like you don't have any like guaranteed CC like Jax has. Like if you're just standing beside someone as Jax, the counter strike's going off, or you don't have the bonus resistances from like a Jax ult. So like I can't just face tank the Vlad's damage and deal damage to the turret, which is more difficult. I have to just like keep him hostage in the top lane, like with waves, while my team's like poking the enemy team. So yeah, definitely had to change that. I probably should have just got Wits End earlier in my build, so I could like 1v2 like mid and top. But I didn't really think about it. I was more worried about Caitlyn.
Yeah, fair enough. Me and Caitlyn did get really, really strong later into the game. And well, you guys are gonna be advancing in the next part of the lower bracket. It's been a interesting journey for your team.
For
Of
sure.
course. Almost falling in the regular season now, making progress through the lower bracket. You guys will be fighting against Enigma
hmm
in the next series. How do you guys feel about that one?
Honestly, you probably have to ask my team about that one because I don't think I was there when they played against Enigma. I think G Dazik was still the top laner back then. I've only
Okay.
actually played. I've only played against BBC, OMT, and one other team. I forgot what the other team is. But yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't played that much for Spartans really.
Well, that's fair.
You've
But yeah. Yeah,
just
go ahead,
been
Tiger.
here
You go
since
first.
you guys have been winning. Is that why you guys started winning and went on the miracle run?
Actually, that was it was the other top lane, Susei channel. Like he was on the miracle run with them, and then he hit D2, so I had to sub back in.
That makes sense. But you're doing a good job nonetheless. I think you've been very essential so far in the playoff run so far of Legends Part. So congrats on that. Congrats to you
Appreciate
guys
it.
for winning this match, and good luck to you guys. Thank you also for the interview. We really appreciate getting your
Yeah,
thoughts
yeah, for sure.
on the last match. So thank you again, Can of Tin. Hopefully we'll see you guys soon in the maybe the grand finals even if you
We
guys manage to make it there.
we shall see.
That'll be the
Thank you
best
both.
story. That'll be the best story of the league so far. But yeah, we'll see you soon, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, thank you.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
it's been an exciting day of matches. We heard already about the result from Zenigma forfeit or winning by forfeit against Zen Esports, and we'll hopefully hear the details in the Discord about what happens between Puds and BBC. That's an exciting twist of fate that Puds was able to take the game one off of BBC. So we'll have to stay tuned for what happens up there. But meanwhile, that's about it for us today, Miles. We had an exciting matchup, and hopefully, we'll be seeing everyone back here next week. But I've been Tiger here with Miles. David is, and we'll see you next time.
And stick around. We will be rating the BBC PUD stream. So yeah, stick around for that.
I do everything to all our viewers. See you guys soon.